welcome back to my channel, Mental Health with Melissa. If you're new here, I am Melissa. I am a LCSW, a therapist, and a PhD psychology research student. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Doing so really helps me reach a bigger audience and get mental health information out there to our communities of color and breaks down that stigma. And also, I have tons of free LCSW test prep on my channel with hundreds of study material. And I have a study program called Social Work Study with Melissa LCSW Test Prep that is available for purchase in the description box down below. And I wanted to congratulate the winner of the giveaway. The person that won the giveaway, her name is Sarah, and I'm going to be posting information about her on my community board on my channel, so take a look at that. Congratulations to you. And I'm going to be doing this giveaway probably annually because I want to make sure that I have a chance to give back to the social work community. So please feel free to take a look at the test prep program. Again, it's available for purchase on my website, which I will link down below. It includes a lot of the same sorts of material that I utilize in my teaching style in my videos on YouTube. And if you want to read. So today we're going to be taking a look at the most requested sort of videos, which are vignette videos on those very challenging and tricky best, most, first, and next questions. So I'm going to be doing a series on these sorts of videos with vignettes with one of these words included in the vignette, and we're going to read the vignette, break it down, we're going to talk about the answer, and if you have any questions at all, then leave them in the comment section below. So today we are going to be taking a look at a first question. So the next video may include best, next, or most, or first or second question, but today we're going to talk about what to do first. So if you've seen my videos before, pause, read it, answer it yourself, and then play, and then we can walk through and find the right answer. So a client presents to a social worker for a needs assessment at a community center. So let's mark this up as we're going through this vignette. The client states she recently got a divorce from her children's father and is in need of child care. So she needs childcare, recently got a divorce. She lost her job for taking too much time off to watch her 3 and 5-year-olds. So she just recently lost her job. She's going through a lot. She also tells a social worker that her 5-year-old son has been coughing a lot, but they lost their health care insurance after the divorce. Okay, so it's another major loss. And her son has a medical concern that they're not able to get addressed. This is concerning. She is worried about her son. So that is appropriate. Of course she's worried. She's emotional and states her car won't start and does not know what to do or have money for a tow truck. So she doesn't have money to fix the car or have a tow truck come. She states she had to find a bus route to the center today. So she's been taking the bus. This tells us that she's resilient. She's found other ways to get to you or get to the social worker. What should the social worker do first? So the thing about the word first is that this tells us that all of the options and the answers below may be things that we do. We may do all of them. But what the question is asking us is, if we're prioritizing or triaging, what is the first thing that we're going to prioritize? So there's a lot here. And, you know, I've been in situations as a social worker like this where I've done needs assessments, and there's so many things and so many stressors and multiple social situations that we want to focus on, which we may assist the client with, but we do need to figure out what is the first thing that we want to do in these situations, because there's a lot of presenting concerns. As we see here. So she recently got a divorce. She needs childcare. She lost her job. Her son has a medical condition that hasn't been addressed. She's worried about her son. Her car doesn't start. She had to find a new bus route. So she's a very resilient person. Even though she's going through all of this and her car wouldn't start, she still found a way to get to the social worker. So she has resilience, she has determination to get help and to figure out what to do next, or in this case, what to do first. So that's all important information to know. This vignette tells us a lot about who she is after going through all of these major changes and loss. And so let's take a look at our options here. Option A, provide grief support regarding divorce. Such an important thing to do. Do we want to do this? Yes, we do want to do this because this is something that, you know, she could use probably additional counseling services on. We want to find out more how she's doing after the divorce because that's a loss at the end of the day, and we want to provide that grief and loss counseling service to her. Is it the first thing that we want to do though? This is not the first thing that we want to do considering the things that have been said above. So we may do this probably later in our session or probably in another session. Option B, identify healthcare resources for the son and assist the client in calling them so that the son may be evaluated soon. This sounds like a very strong answer. Is it what we're going to do first? Let's continue reading to see how the other options compare. Option C, provide resources for transportation. Again, an excellent thing that we may want to do after doing the needs assessment and finding out that she her car won't start and she had to take the bus. So are there resources for low cost repair or maybe organizations that will provide funding to have her car repaired? So we could look into that. I've done this before with clients that I've helped, is find those sorts of resources for them. It doesn't seem to trump, though, option B. So because of that, we're going to cross that out. We'll do that later. Option D, refer client to free and low-cost childcare. Another important thing. Are we going to want to do this? Absolutely. However, that doesn't trump option B because at this point, the son is sick and he has not yet been evaluated. We can't do anything to evaluate the son because a social worker is not a medical provider. And so when that's the case, we want to immediately identify healthcare resources. Doesn't sound like he is dying at this point, because if that was the case, then we would want to call 911 immediately. But what we do want to do is get him evaluated soon as possible. And we can start by identifying those maybe low cost or free healthcare resources. And because she's going through so much right now, we want to kind of eliminate and decrease the stressors about just giving her the paperwork with their numbers. We want to eliminate that and be that middleman for her and help her call. So we can focus on that. So option B is going to be the answer. And again, the reason being is because when there are medical sorts of concerns that come up, we want to always prioritize those things. And because that's out of our scope, we need to contact somebody that is able to provide this service because it is within their scope. So option B is going to be your answer. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next series of these best, most, next, first questions. And let me know if you have any questions on this particular vignette or if you were able to get the answer right or wrong. I'm curious to know. Let me know by commenting down below. Until next time, managing mental health matters.